Okay, here we are for round one, and this hand looks just fine. Hopefully we can draw into a little bit of white mana, but I like these nice aggressive decks. I really think that they can allow you to just sort of, um, push yourself forward in terms of advantage, and just get implied advantage off of the extra value that you get from Bloodthirst. So hopefully we can draw a land here, which would be excellent. So basically, I mean, if we draw white mana, most likely we're still just going to be bashing and then playing Blood Ogre. And I think that we've got substantial board position at this point, so unfortunately we did not. But, we still have maybe a turn or two to end up drawing land. We just want to make sure we don't get too far behind here. So he probably has a Gorhor Minotaurs here or something like that. Or a Stormblood, okay. We are definitely going to trade here. We want to make sure that he cannot block our Stormblood. And this guy's a pretty powerful effect in the game, so. Now we're happy to just drop our Blood Ogre and keep bashing in. So at this point, if we could just draw a Plains, we could neutralize his next threat, hopefully. And then if we can stay at this rate, we should be able to win the race. So we will see what he does here. 3 colors, though, is interesting. My guess is he probably is splashing white for pacifism, as he probably wouldn't splash either red or black for these 2 cards. There really aren't that many white cards that you want to splash for outside of pacifism, so can't really think of too many other options. Maybe Oblivion Ring. And hopefully we can stabilize with the Plains. And Mind Rot is fine. We can definitely lose the Warhorse. Probably a veteran. Unfortunately, still just not drawing action. At this point, we are still winning the race, so we're going to keep pushing. I mean, alternatively, we could double block and kill his guy, but we just, we're still winning at this point. Now if he can't make a creature play, he's going to have to block and just chump with his Stormblood. He has to assume we've got some kind of potential answer here as well, so he has to be somewhat leery about attacking into us at this point, which is great. If you can put the opponent on the back foot to the point where they're unable to attack without thinking about it quite a bit, you're definitely doing something right. Unfortunately, he also has the pacifism, so as expected, he's got the white for the pacifism. Although, happily, he did not attack with both of his creatures here. So at this point, we are definitely going to... We still want to trade here, I think. I mean... What we could do is we could wait for him to make an attack next turn, and then just incinerate his blocker if he plays one, or if he doesn't leave one back, then we just win. So, I mean, I don't think there's any real reason to just trade right now. Since if he gives us an opening, we can just win the game. Well, I think, actually, if we just shoot his Stormblood, we'll just attack for 3, and then we should have him next turn if he can't play anything. So that's probably the right play here. Like, this way, he's got to have a blocker, otherwise we win on the table. Sometimes it's good to stop and just sort of evaluate what your options are. Because that was a fairly simple play. Even the simple plays you can miss if you just kind of, don't take a minute to just think about what your best options are. And he gave us the game here, so we are on to game 2. We do see the pacifism, so we know that he's splashing for that, probably just that. As for what we want to bring in here, he's red-black, so he's fairly aggressive. His creature power is probably not too much. We could bring in like an elixir of immortality, would be one option. But I think that what might be a little better here, I think we're going to take out the lava axe. One last thing here, we did actually change the lightning elemental for lava axe before beginning, and should have made a note of that, but that was one change we made. As red-black, what do we want to take out here? I think we can take out the fling as well. Instead, what I want to do is just kind of beef up a little bit on our defenses, bring in the Oromancer for some more early game, bring in Divine Favor. So this way we can kind of get a little bit of extra life gain, a little bit more like early defense, and this way maybe just sort of grind him out. And I think that's pretty much what we want to be doing here, so this looks good. This hand is fine. Obviously we want to see some creatures, but we have a lot of really good removal. Should be able to take care of most threats in the early game. Hopefully we draw into something. We do have a double white creature, so we want to lead out with the plains, in case we draw like Warhorse next turn. Little plays like that are very important, and it won't always happen where it will pay off, but I mean there is a chance that you could just draw like a double white creature there or a double red, and if you haven't planned for it, then you can really lose a turn. So it's good to kind of think about those things ahead of time. And here we're just bashing. Hopefully he doesn't have any kind of crazy bloodthirst, but if he does, we have the pacifism ready, or the incinerate. And luckily he doesn't have too much action going on, so I think we are in a pretty good place. Looks like he missed a land drop there. He may have like a Doomblade, or he may be waiting for a better target to pacifism, but either way we're going to be dropping the blood over here. And I think we'd also like to feign the stave off, just so that he maybe reconsiders using any kind of removal. Even if you don't have the card, there's a few cards you can feign which are pretty powerful, like Stave Off for 1 white, or Mana Leak for a blue and another, or like a Shock. Even if you don't have it, sometimes it will make the opponent play differently just based on the theory that you might have it. And when it costs you nothing, I mean, any kind of resource like that is worth trying to do. Okay, so we could have the Mind Rot. We'll probably just end up holding the mountain here. Just bashing in. Since he's at 8, now we can almost just burn him out at this point. Probably what we're going to do here is we go ahead and drop the mountain, drop the Lavamancer. We can end of turn double incinerate, and then just, at that point, on our upkeep, use Lavamancer to kill him, even if we're unable to attack. Yep. So at this point, he is dead. And that's the match. We will see you for round 2.